Okay, folks, welcome back. We are loading into game number 1 here in the finals of the random versus random qualifier number 2. So again, Caliber qualifies through and then gave up his spot. Same thing can happen to the lower half of the bracket, so this just kind of skipped on through to the grand finals. Now it is Korean versus European here on the European ladder, or not ladder, server. So he does have a bit of an edge in that regard. Playing Protoss in the top left side of Frozen Temple, it's going to be Zanster.
The bottom right says the blue Zerg, he is alive.
So this is a huge callback to the first set of random versus random we did, because Zanster ended up getting Protoss versus Cyril, who got Zerg his main race. Zanster normally plays Zerg, for those unaware. And Zanster, with his off race of Protoss, actually beat Cyril with Cyril's main race of Zerg. And it was really cool to watch. And like, it wasn't a cheesy game, it was, I don't know, a long.
Yeah, it was a long one on like ruins, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah.
It's I know already going into this is interesting, because for me, this actually calls into question aLive, the Korean, a lot more than it does Zanster.
Okay, yeah. You do hear a lot more, I would say, about Koreans practicing other races. Not that you hear about it like, yeah, I practiced a lot of Zerg before I played versus the Zerg today, so that's why I was so confident. But more just like, you ever like ask anyone, they'll be like, yeah, you know, Life was well known for playing all the other races. Savior, I mean, that's the two disgraced ones are probably the most popular examples of being very good at the other races. But Tasia, also very good. Every other race, Grandmaster, top 100, I think, in every single race, I want to say, at one point. Like, the guy was insane. And a bunch of others you just hear about, like, yeah, they play it occasionally. I think even Crank played all the other races when he was a pro gamer. I don't know if it's just something that they practice more, so they have that 1 or 2 hours that they you know, specify another matchup for them, or they like it better. I have no idea, actually. But it just seems to be more commonly talked about when it comes to the Koreans. So I don't know about aLive. We'll see, actually, with how he responds.
So sorry, my lack of attention span here is just actually confirming something with Caliber as he's messaging me. I guess there's just a miscommunication with the... What the fuck, Zanster? He really wants to block this out. There's some miscommunication with the admin of what went on. And Caliber actually did play Zanster. Obviously, we now know the results because Zanster's here in the finals. Caliber lost. But I guess there's some miscommunication about the replays or something. So I was told it was a walkover. Evidently, it wasn't. And we'll get all that sorted afterwards. So I mean, if that's the case, then I am more than happy to give Caliber the $10 for his placement.
Oh, that's good to know. Finally, the pylons are all broken down, and aLive can at least take one of his bases. He's been banking so many minerals because there's not much else he can do on one base with that much larva, even if it's being injected. So he's going to need this third base as well to be put down, and he can finally get gas as well. He's actually had the gas geyser for a while, but I guess just held off on it because... Well, I think he wanted to make sure that he could get drones if he wanted, but also to make sure that he could get the hatcheries down. Like, don't accidentally put yourself sub 300.
Well, aLive is certainly... I don't want to say tilted, because that makes it imply that he's like mad, but his build is off kilter. Everything's kind of screwed up by how long this was denied for.
Yeah.
I mean, as we saw like just a moment ago, almost 700 minerals, no larva to work with.
Imagine what 700 minerals can do, you know, over a minute as well. So that's really like, you know, however many minerals that would be, and him just only able to expend up till down till 700. That's a lot. That could go into other things. He's a fly block now as well. It really did mess up his build order's plans. To be fair, Zanster was delayed as well. You know, some X core, the 2 pylons, probably some miss micro, I imagine, or miss macro because of micro. But he should be the one that gets, you know, a better game for this, more secure game. He has to be a little scared because the speed should just kick in. But as long as he doesn't try and take the third base too willy-nilly, he should be okay. That is a full wall? Oh, the Adept's on the north.
Yeah, same on that side. I mean, it's a bit of an awkward wall to look at for certain. So I guess for aLive...
Oh. Damn, I was really hopeful it was going to be a Baneling bust. He wasn't building any drones.
Oh, if it was Baneling bust, that'd be certainly interesting. But I was just going to comment real quick that aLive doesn't have an abundance of queens. There's no spore crawlers down. I'm actually worried for what this Oracle can do. You can kill one queen very easily with the Oracle and still have enough energy left over to kill like 6 drones. Like it's actually, it's kind of a scary situation for him.
Yeah, aLive not able to do much to the third base either. The queen started chipping away at the Oracle though.
Yeah, Zanster kind of goofs a little bit with his control. I guess he's looking elsewhere, so doesn't get much for this actually, and has to pull back almost immediately. 4 drones is not a lot of what that could have done.
Well, Zanster gets his third base up and running now. I think it's secure right now. A pylon, 2 pylons, a depth over here. He will need to, of course, add on the robo, but also don't forget the extra gateways, which has happened to professional main Protosses tons of times. They'll start having to defend right before their gateways get put down. So even like the best Protosses probably delay their gateways by like 30 seconds more than they would hope. But you see sometimes they just completely forget or can't get around to it, and they actually lose because of their production. So hopefully it doesn't happen to Zanster. Yeah, it's actually 5 gateways at once being put down.
So chat, we need your help with something real quick. Zika Walsh is asking a very important question, which I think I know the answer to, but he wants to know if chat thinks lizards are as cute as cats. So give me a 1 if you think lizards are as cute as cats, and give me a 2 if you think cats are cuter than lizards.
Lizards are cute, but they're not cuter.
And if you can't think of a lizard, by the way, for this hypothetical, imagine like an iguana, I guess. There you go.
I'm imagining.
Actually, that was a terrible.
Dragon.
I'm gonna say, yeah, bearded dragon or a gecko would probably be a better thing for cute factor. I'm gonna have
Cuter
to go
than cats.
I'm gonna have to go with the hard 2 on this one.
Yeah, calm down, guys. I saw like 1s initially, and I was like, oh.
That's 1.5 is coming in. That was not an option. This is not a 3-party democracy, okay? Like. Now there's 3s.
No one with that.
You guys are so bad at voting. It's 1 or 2. Come on. What is this?
Oh boy. Oh, get the banelings in. Get it. Oh yeah, there it goes.
Oh, over here. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. Wasn't looking. There we go. Carpet bomb. Ahoy. He gets a couple of probes, but honestly, if he had just taken 2 more lings instead of that last 2 banelings, I think he would have got way more for it.
Yeah, we do talk about this quite a lot. I guess the banelings in some ways can just be less micro.
Yeah, just set it and forget it. Hope for the best.
I guess. I actually say that both of them are pretty close.
Can we get a ban on that Isaacster 5 guy? Kind of ridiculous. Asking me to respect his 1.5 and it wasn't even an option. Can you respect the poll, bro?
Well, you know, democracy does have right-in options.
Yeah, they're more like wrong-in options, though.
They really are. I'm not gonna help anyone. Anyway, so is Dom asking is aLive really good at actually good at Zerg? And I would say at this point they both seem to be pretty decent at their races.
I would actually especially say the Korean Terrans, or not excuse me Terrans, but the Korean players that have been around for a longer time have had a lot more experience playing against and as the other races. If you remember when we first cast like with Joxi and Innovation and others, they kind of talked about, we learned from Crank, how they spent a lot of time playing the other races to very specifically learn their weaknesses from their point of view type thing. So I have no doubt in my mind aLive, having been around in StarCraft as long as he has probably played a fair amount of Zerg.
Yes, I was talking about earlier, just like you hear so much more often about how the Koreans practice their off races, not so much about the foreigners.
Yeah.
So I think they're both doing a pretty decent job, right? aLive is banking a lot of minerals right now, but he does have a Hydrogen on the way, so hopefully his larva pops and he can spend that. He has another Baneling bust, or a Baneling drop, sorry, set up. There's a single cannon, but that's not going to stop a Speed Overlord.
It won't, but if it hits the Banelings, it'll draw their attention into it instead of the probes, but nope, just goes straight past it.
Oh, it's going to get the Oh, okay. That's close.
It's still got the Overlord, then didn't get the 4th Baneling out, so that kind of sucks. DTs! Oh, Overseer started immediately. There's still no Spore Crawlers from the early engagement, so this actually is quite a bit of time for Zanster to get in here and get some probe kills, or drone kills.
There's a Spore Crawler for a Warp Prism in the natural, so that one didn't do much damage, but 15 drones, 16. Still counts, 16?
Yeah, that's pretty nice for Zanster in this situation. Evening up the worker count now. In fact, total kills are 29 to 19. Quite a bit of action in terms of getting behind enemy lines on this. Because when we cast off-race things, and this was really evident through that last game we cast with Caliber and Bam Bam, there's a lot more head-on engagements. There's a lot more focus on the army. And there wasn't any sort of cheeky mineral line garbage going on. This time around, it's like the complete opposite. Both players just going for drones and probes.
Yeah. It's interesting to see aLive go for a good number of roaches that is scrambling all with his queens right now. Hydras and a baneling nest. Usually it's either roach ravager baneling or hydra baneling. So I wonder if he'll.
Oh, that warp
I don't know,
up.
maybe. It was pretty close. If he'll use the roaches in like a side attack somewhere and just get rid of them, or if he's just planning like a big old attack with everything that he can possibly get, or maybe just won't make the banelings. He got baneling speed, but he doesn't have. Well, if you did every single zergling he had to a baneling, that would be enough banelings. But he's not. It's not the overwhelming like Ling baneling with a couple of ravagers, with like a couple of hydralisks. It really is everything, and he's even getting a lurker den now. He's got good upgrades too. 1/1/2. And he's looking for an attack. As Zanster moves in to look for an attack as well. Zanster has Blink and +2.
I really like Zanster's army for this. It's the first time we're seeing Blink in like 3 Protoss series. But secondly, the Immortals, the Sentries, I mean, even if he half-asses the Force Fields, they still should be really good. There's no Ravagers to break them, as there conventionally would be.
I really feel like aLive almost looks like he hasn't played Zerg in a while. You know, like he obviously knows how to play it, and he knows generally what's a good unit, what's a good counter.
I mean, with Baneling drops too, like yeah, this isn't something I think he's a stranger to, but there's certainly elements missing.
The lack of Ravagers, the Roach Hydra composition, as opposed to again like one of the other plus Banelings, it's kind of old.
Those are like the slowest force fields ever coming out of Zanster, but they work. They keep half the army at bay. The Archons accidentally break them, however, and let some of the Banelings slip by. South side of the army ends up losing, and he exposes his army as he blinks back. Uh-oh. By the way,
These changelings have a timer.
Yeah, so maybe there was a hotfix into the game.
But the other ones didn't, definitely. And they were also slightly pink. They didn't look like zealots.
Or maybe it's something weird where they just don't display. I don't know.
This definitely changed between the games.
Yeah, well, the difference is game heart was used, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh shit, you're right. Interesting. So it fixed one thing for one? Opposed to breaking the clan tags? Or?
I'm wondering if it's that the changelings actually do have life, but it just doesn't show the timer. So, like, even though it wouldn't have the timer ticking down like this in 1v1, it would just still pop off after like 2 minutes.
What if the timer is a thing for game heart, but it doesn't die when it's done? I'm gonna watch these.
Yeah, I'll check back on these guys later. They seem to be just chilling for the time being. Lurkers, in the meantime, moving on to the front lines. Those are going to be really nice to deal with the Stalkers. And actually, without Immortals behind this, I'm now really worried for Zanster.
I think he's going to get wrecked here. He's getting surrounded. The Lurkers are going in for the kill.
Damn, the game might end before I get to see the changelings.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
I'm just keeping one selected.
Yes, me too. That Marauder thing that I was going crazy about is confirmed a bug. Not crazy.
Oh, the voice thing? Yeah, I only heard it one time through like 16 hours of casting.
Apparently it's a rare death sound that only happens 1 in 50 chances anyway, and then it can like appear for the observers. So interesting.
There's rare death sounds in the game?
Right? I had no idea.
Alright, changeling timer's about to run out. Let's see. Let's see how this science works, guys.
See how the goo goes everywhere.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year's!
They kind of cheered.
I know, actually, that worked out pretty nicely. Jazz hands, everybody, then die. Zanster has lost quite a bit through this, though. The army supply still has not really recovered. The DTs are interesting, actually, but all it's going to take is one Overseer to shut those down. They will do really well for the time being. But perhaps still not well enough. Other side of the map looks like DTs.
So many DTs.
Zanster going full Protoss, man. He's really embracing it.
DTs. This is only something that happens when it's not a pro gamer Protoss too, I feel. You know, like you don't have that much gas and minerals. Because you've been warping in while defending, so you have useless stalkers, not 12 DTs.
Well, the hatchery might die. No, here comes the Overseer. There we go.
Now all aLive has to do is finish him.
This is starting to feel a little reminiscent of a previous game, but I will say aLive isn't such a commanding spot. Like at this point, I don't think he could even mess this up. 171 supply, so many Banelings, 22 of them on the front lines, more Lurkers coming in too, and Zanster's entire army is comprised of like a couple of Archons.
Right? It's not. I mean, it looks scary if it wasn't against an almost maxed out army. I hope aLive uses all of his banelings on those Zircons.
I thought that War Prism had nothing to shoot it, so it just flies above the army and sees it coming. Here comes the banelings. A lot of them do get used on just 2 of the Archons, but the Lurkers still advance forward, and I do believe this is a little too much.
Last game. Nothing to do against those Lurkers. GG, well played.
Alright, so aLive takes the first game in this final best of 3. Now remember, these players are already qualified through. This is not even for seeding or anything. This is just for a difference of $40 to the winner and $20 to the loser. We're going to hop off to a very short commercial break though, guys, before we get back for game number 2. We'll see you soon. Alright guys, we're back. We're loading into the game. It is continuing to be random race versus random race. It's game 2 in a best of 3 for the finals. And... oh. Not good. This is not good. Spawning the bottom right, he does not get his main race. It is the regularly Zerg Red Terran Zanster.
In the top left is the blue Terran is aLive.
This is where you start playing bad guy music in the background upon introducing him, right? aLive, of course, for those who don't know, regularly Terran, a huge badass, plays really well even off server with his Terran, and most importantly is particularly good at TVT.
Yes, he is. He has a ton of experience in the Unlimited League. Tell you that much.
Like, if this was TVZ, I would argue Zanster has like maybe 50-50 odds, truth be told, because he's very good at playing Zerg, and aLive has struggled versus Zerg and cross server and all this stuff. But the fact that this is all of the stars aligning for aLive in this second game, he's already up 1 point. If he wins this, he locks it down and it's all over.
I would say that aLive almost certainly takes this. We saw a couple TVTs in the last qualifier between people who are not Terrans that was funny in some aspects just because it wasn't the perfect Korean TVT that we're so used to casting, but was also respectable in a lot of other ways. That they knew the builds and that they could execute the tank drops and everything. And I forget who it was, too. I feel it was a Zerg player. I can't remember right now. It was like 2 Zerg players fighting out against Terran. Either way, so the point is that Zanster might have surprisingly good Terran. I mean, he had good Protoss. It wasn't perfect, and that's, contributed to his losses, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this guy forgot to build a forge. He has no upgrades for 20 minutes. That's all point and laugh.
Oh, so this is awesome. By the way, I was waiting on confirmation on this. I have some codes for tomorrow's main events. We're going to have the Match Arena page up and basically award the top backers with some Abathur voice packs and Nova codes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really, that's pretty awesome. I'm hoping, by the way, when we go to BlizzCon, I want to talk to them about, like, look, if you guys can't give us stuff, like, on the regular, can we just buy them to give away? I would very happily invest in, like, proper giveaways for StarCraft, given the opportunity.
Now that we have something to give away in StarCraft.
Yeah, before this, all you could do is give away a copy of the game, and I'm sorry, like, I don't have 60 or 49 bucks, or if you want to buy it cheap on G2A for $39.99 to give away. Like, that was a nice little sellout, I know. But yeah, so I've got 4 Abathur announcer packs and 2 Nova Commander packs or codes. So you will fully unlock Nova for co-op, or you'll fully unlock Abathur's voice pack to use if you get those tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, no sleep till for 4 months. Who would like to blow my candle? Because it's his birthday. I will. And this will be such a subtle and gentle sound that won't even bother you in the slightest.
Oh, I was gonna make a joke and I was like, so the lurker?
Because the lurker has a very gentle sounding attack.
People are still commenting on my lurker video that I made over a year ago at this point. Feels special.
Yeah, well, it's really cool that you got recognition at Blizzard straight up for it.
Well, yeah, that was amazing. And they kept it on tab, I guess, because it was the easiest, quickest resource to hear the difference. And I was like, oh, hey, you're welcome. But someone pointed out yesterday that it had a bunch of dislikes. And I was like, 11 dislikes to 23 likes. Nailed it.
Well,
so popular.
See, but the thing is, I look at that and I'm like, cool, that's more engagement. It's a larger chance it gets seen. Like, I would love to have a video with 500 dislikes and 2 likes if it meant I got views. Because views equal money, baby.
That's true. I didn't really care. I thought it was funny that you brought it up. Like, why so many dislikes? Because I also find it funny when people do it on Reddit. Because I never pay attention to whether or not my stuff's been up. I usually don't return to the flipping thread. So when they're like, why am I being downvoted? I'm like, oh, I see we're downvoted. Anyway.
Bring on the hate.
The 3cc build from Zanster was a little bit bold. There is a very high chance, I'd say, that aLive goes for a 1 base if he knew it was CVT. But because you don't, I think that's what made him go for the expansion. You know, he can go for his own 3cc, but he did go for a natural expansion.
Double Vikings right off the bat. Okay. This is weird for a couple of different reasons, but air control, while important in TVT, normally doesn't take precedent like this early on. It makes me wonder, like, is aLive going to possibly play mech?
He could. I would say if he produces another 2 Vikings, yes. If he produces another 2 aliens,
I think
yes.
it's going to be mech. A lot of this I'm going to say
yes,
is...
it is. Oh, he's going for the Hellbat all-in. Oh.
Okay. Well, for me, it wasn't even like lifting the barracks or anything that he's just done. Just that Tech Lab wasn't used. There was no stim had been started. Like, this was timing-wise just going to be a nightmare for him if he wasn't playing mech. But this is cool for a couple of different reasons. We'll see the Vikings maybe get used, maybe not. The thing I worry about for Zanster, though, and this is why I think aLive is a bully, straight up, is in TVT, there is very, very explicitly, like, you have to follow these rules in order to play against mech. And unfortunately, none of those are going to apply to a conventional Marine tank build.
Yeah, he has to recognize it. He's probably not even thinking it's a possibility.
Even if
right
he
now.
recognizes, does he know? He doesn't play TVT enough to fight mech on the regular and realize, like, okay, Marines are not the greatest thing.
I think he would know that. I've been surprised by Zerg's lack of knowledge about Terran before. That is true. I would hope that they know at least that much. You're supposed to get Marauders at the very least.
You know, it's unfortunate, too, because our sample size with Zerg, too, like... It's our good friends, it's players that have been in WCS, and they all are like batting 0 on this. Like,
it does seem to be that Zergs don't know about Terran.
They know how to whine about them, I'll tell you that much.
Hey.
Hellbats unload on top of the army. Might not be Blue Flame.
This was not what I thought it was going to be.
No,
this is actually something that is easily defendable by Zanster.
And it went terrible too, because the auto turret was actually put in the dead zone of the tank, so the tank was not distracted shooting that auto turret.
That was... So what I thought aLive was going to do, and why I thought it was so dirty, because it's such an effective build against any other Terran, even if they scout it, it can be really good. You get like 4 medevacs and air control, and twice as many Hellbats, and you just drop on top of them. And even though that delays it by like a minute or 2, and yes, Zanster also would have had more units, they usually aren't enough. But that just was perfect. Like, the tanks got the fire on the heart of the Hellbat army, there was only 1 medevac to help out. That was very questionable. I don't know if that was aLive trying a new build, if he wanted to punish the 3rd CC, or if he underestimated Zanster's Terran.
We get more Hellbats loaded up going out. This time around, Blue Flame might be done. It is insane watching the difference Blue Flame Hellbats make when dropped directly on top of Marines versus regular Hellbats. And I'm thinking more for army engagements than little bits of harass like this. These 2 Hellbats actually, funny enough, might even struggle to get SCV kills. It all depends on how Zanster reacts to this. And Zanster should be pretty accustomed to pulling units away from the mineral line. You know, playing Zerg regularly, he's used to fighting against Liberators and finding things surprise him off guard and Widow Mines. So run, SCVs, run. You're going to need to.
And this should, if he wasn't sure about the Hellbats before being its mech, it should mean that now.
This is good, by the way. He actually does not lose much for this. This broke my heart, by the way. I remember complaining about this all the time, but in HOTS, like, every new unit introduced in Heart of the Swarm, the way to deal with them was walk away. Like, Oracle before it got its crazy speed boost, walk away. Hellbats, walk away. Nothing that came out was, like, too much of a problem until they started buffing things.
You got really interested in StarCraft 2 casting and esports mid Heart of the Swarm?
No, it was like early Heart of the Swarm, I'll say.
Oh, it was early. Okay. Then you were there for the Blue Flame Hellbat dominance. Right?
For what, versus Zerg?
Versus in TVT.
Oh,
well,
no.
they also did versus Zerg.
Well, actually, maybe.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna say maybe with an asterisk, because when I did get into StarCraft, I may have been like a diamond player, but I was also someone coming out of League of Legends, so for like 3 months, I was just learning StarCraft, so to speak.
Okay, well, then...
So I may have watched and just not realized it or respected it.
No one could walk away from those things. It was terrible. You had to go mech, first of all, and then you always just... Whoever had bigger, better Blue Flame Hellion drops was the better player. I hated it. I also didn't like Heart of the Swarm TBT much in general.
So for me, a lot of what I remember HOTS TBT, especially once I got into it, was actually watching people like Innovation and shit in like the Team Story Cup, and it was always like Banshee versus Banshee, not Hellbat versus Hellbat.
Yeah, Hellbat vs. Hellbat was originally the original. That was back when MVP was still a player who could win the finals. So it was like very beginning. But anyway, yeah, I didn't like Heart of the Storm TBT, and I don't know if I'm gonna like Legacy of the Void TBT with the new patch. We will see.
I've been such a big fan of tank drops. I'm really sad it's possibly leaving the game, but I am a bigger fan of the tanks being more useful, because right now tanks really feel like such lame units for how good they're supposed to be. Like outside of using them in clutch abusive scenarios that are kind of almost cheesy. Yeah, you should be able to put a tank down. That's goddamn artillery. It should blow a hole through something. Not tickle lings and set them on fire and have them all live with 1 health.
Well, they have changed that, that's for sure. Zanster does what should have been a more abusive attack, but unfortunately he was like, half of his army was over here, half of his army was to the red side, and like a third of it was...
Oh, and here comes the Hellbat drops. Just gets on top of everything. Making a real mess. Tanks on siege pushing up. Marauder's going to get shut down. That was a weird echo sound. We'll get to that in a second. Thank you, DevaB, for the 3-month resub, by the way. Sorry we missed that. And Velm donated $5. He said, you guys are awesome. Best banter in the StarCraft 2 community. And thanks for uploading all the YouTube VODs. Well, dude, thank you. And that YouTube thanks goes to our YouTube manager. Nice username, AJ Joey. He's the one to make sure all the VODs are up in prompt and spoiler-free format and all these other good things. Now, this was a good attack out of Zanster, but he's unfortunately losing out on an army on both sides of the map. So even if he were to kill more SCVs, let's say he actually took out all of aLive's SCVs, aLive has still got 2-to-1 army supply, and it's mech versus bio, so it's all kinds of bad for Zanster still.
Oh, it's game, in fact. aLive on 4 bases, easily replaced 23 SCVs, and should win with this push. There's nothing stopping him. There's no surprise 7 tanks from Zanster coming out here.
And so he's getting pulled. Hellbat's dropping. Blue Flame plus a little bit of splash. And this is too far gone. The Vikings, by the way, really just with no medevacs, there's nothing to heal the bio. So there's no chance to fight. The GG Mule from Zanster comes out, I guess. And aLive will take the series 2-0, giving him first place prize, $40, and Zanster giving him $20 for second place. But they will both be back tomorrow. So again, I want to stress that, well, that was the finals of the qualifier that we missed yesterday. Those two, plus Caliber, plus Z-Balin, will all be back to play tomorrow. The bracket will be randomized. Everything will be random as random goes, and just make sure to tune in. The only thing that's not random is the time at which it starts, 8 a.m. Pacific. So please be sure to be here, guys. But that's going to end it. Now, I guess the question for you, Zombie, is do we want to stream some of the co-op, or do you want to just do it exclusive for YouTube? I'll let you pick. We're going to go to commercial break while she picks, though. And we'll see you guys. The suspense, right? Dun, dun, dun! All right, folks. Hello and welcome back. Zombie Grub, what is the final verdict of our co-op play?
We're going to go on YouTube.
All right, so that means we are going to take the stream down. You guys will have to tune into our YouTube if you want to see this week's co-op content. People are asking about the codes. Let me explain this really quick because I don't want to confuse this with chat. The Matcherino codes are worth $1 each. Each Matcherino code used on the prize pool will not cost you a single penny, for those unfamiliar with Matcherino. Those codes will be released tomorrow during the main event, during the cast, and we'll try and hopefully get 100 of them used up, because the prize pool right now sits at $880. With 100 codes coming in, that makes it borderline 1,000. Plus, if anyone's loving the games enough and feeling generous enough to donate, we'll go over above 1,000 if possible. But again, with money through qualifiers and prizing and such, this tournament itself is worth way more than $1,000. And a big thank you to CK Walsh for helping make that possible. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps things up here. Big just channel shout out to our sponsors, Chairs for Gaming, Corsair, G2A, Yord. You guys can find information about everything down below. And yeah, Lost Patrol, you're tuning in. And sorry, dude, we just finished casting some replays. We're all finished up now. I gotta say, 1,000 viewers tuning in for replays though is pretty dank, pretty awesome, especially with WESG going on and stuff. But yeah, so that wraps it. Final words, Simon Grub, before we take off.
Follow me on Twitter at CG Gaming. Thanks for watching.
Okay. I'm gonna totally do a twist on this, guys. Normally we would host probably Nathanius right now, or even my buddy Venruki, but I'm going to host, and I know this is like Rifkin's waifu question mark. This is a voice actress who I've been a big fan of for a while. I only recently found out she streamed on Twitch, so gonna give her a host. She's playing Overwatch. We're gonna base rate it up if we can. Drop some Ace 1s, Ace 2s, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific. Goodbye.
Bye.